What is going on, everybody? We're going to go ahead and get started. I am going to sculpt a planter that looks like this. So first things we're going to do, let's go ahead and go into the scene menu, click add. We're going to add a head base mesh. Alright, so this is what this looks like. We can make this look more feminine if we go into these layers here. So there's already a layer on the base mesh for the head mesh, and if we click on female and enable this, we can actually see that there is a slider here. So we'll make it look feminine and just bake that into the scene. Welcome in, guys, good to see you. So starting with this, I think I want to get the base form of the planter. Let me go ahead and scale up our image in the background. So I think I want to get this base mesh. I'm going to use a lathe tool. Alright, so looking at this, we want this to come out at the bottom. We want it to be slightly rounded. I'm going to add some Division X to make it more geometry. And I think we're going to want something like this. Let's roll this over on itself. Welcome in, guys. I'm just trying to see the base shape of this, what I want. So we want this to actually be a lot skinnier down here. We want this to be a lot lower, maybe something more like that. And then we want this to be kind of rounded here. Let's delete some of these points. We probably want this to be as long as this up here. So somewhere right in there. I think that might be good. We might be happy with this base shape for the whole thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and validate this. Actually, before we do that, we need to follow this here. So we're trying to make this inside curve. We want this to kind of just be something like that. That way it's an actual planter. All right, we're gonna validate this. And I am going to go into the gizmo tool. This will be the main part here. So let's go ahead and what happens if we squish this down a little? Let's make it something more like that and scale it up. Okay, let's look at it from this way. And move this over and down. I'm gonna want this about right there, probably. So in relation to the head, that's probably the right size. I think that's the right size. So let's take the head mesh and the mirror and the eyes. I'm going to just rotate these. We want to be able to look from the front. Let's look this way. Yeah, so from the front, we want it to be over here, the body over here. And we want the head to kind of be leaning forward and rotate it out this way. Probably like that. Actually, let's do it more downward facing. Bring it over some. That's probably fine. Okay, I'm going to take this out of symmetry for down here. For this. Oh wow, that's way off. Let's move it over. We need to move everything with it. Move it this way. I'm gonna want this a little bit closer too. Something like that. Alright, so what I'm gonna do now, let's go ahead and go to the body. We're gonna keep symmetry off for a little bit. We're just gonna move this all around. I'm gonna use the drag tool and we're gonna reform the body here. So we'll pretty much just start over on this. Symmetry is on for some reason. We don't want symmetry on. Now we're just gonna kind of build up our shapes. I'm so sorry guys, I did not see this. How you doing, Micah? Go, welcome. I'm so sorry guys, I forgot to look at chat. So I'm gonna be sculpting a plant holder. That's what this is, it's a planter. So twisting would be good. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna kind of move all this over here with the drag tool. So I'll take the drag tool and I'll kind of just move all this over. I'm gonna build a whole new body, which is why I'm out of symmetry on this part over here, Micah. That's why I took symmetry off. So let me take that smooth tool. With a high intensity, let's go ahead and smooth some of this out. The clay tool. So we'll try to start to find this right here. So if we look at these neck muscles, that's going to help give us a lot of information as to the direction of the body. So that'll be that. So we should have a shoulder right about here. So we're just going to make a shoulder. The arm, we can use the tube tool with the path option. We're just going to draw this out over here. Delete some of these points. The arm can go right here. And that's going to kind of just sink around the bowl like this. So we're going to have to probably drag that shoulder way closer, I think. I think it's going to look better and more natural if we move this down here. And I'm going to make that hand kind of come over here. In fact, we'll snap this. We'll snap this right here for an elbow. We're going to make it thicker at the shoulder. And it's okay if it's longer than it should be. I might just make it come off of the front of this. Let's drag this forward some. Oops. this other shoulder should be that's probably mostly okay for the most part. For now anyways. Most of this is going to be covered up by hair, so we don't have to worry too much about this. How long have I been sculpting? In general, 4 years. To sculpt, about 10 minutes. Alright, let's go ahead and work on the face a little. So right off the bat, let's go ahead and get some general shapes for the hair. So I'm gonna add a sphere, and we're gonna use this for the hair. Let's validate this. Let's move it this way. Let's scale it down. Let's use the drag tool. Let's start dragging this out. Let's take this out of symmetry. We were in symmetry, so it made it do some weird stuff. But let's just drag this. This is going to be the start of the hair. Alright, I'm looking at these strands here first, off the right of the head. I'm going to make these in separate chunks. So I'm looking at this. We want this to kind of flow over and behind the ear. So we're looking at this direction over here. We want it to flow over the ear, kind of down the back of the neck, over this way, and kind of right behind the shoulder. And we're gonna go out this way. Actually, it kind of curls into the back, which is good for 3D printing purposes. Let's voxel remesh this shape so we can get some clean geometry back in this. Yeah. The reason the reference image looks weird, like the arm goes through the bowl, it's an AI art image, so it's just going to do a lot of weird stuff. Alright, let's smooth out this. Let's work on this chunk of hair. So I'm going to take another sphere. Let's get another one. Make sure symmetry gets turned off this time. Scale it down. And let's do something else. Let's clone this shape so we don't have to make a new one from scratch. So for this here, let's use the drag tool. And we're going to look at this shape here. So this is going to kind of pull back this way. Symmetry's on. This is going to kind of pull back this way. And we want this to be pretty narrow to the head. We want to bring it over here. It kind of separates off this piece of hair. And we kind of have a line on the front of the head. We're looking here, we gotta leave some of the forehead open. So this should probably get pulled up this way. That might be okay. And this is gonna kind of go this way here. And of course, we'll have some more hair. Probably shouldn't be this far off of the head. Should probably be more like this. That'll be good for the start. And then once we start creasing everything, it's gonna look a lot better once we start adding like hair creases like this. But we're not too ready to do that yet. So this actually is wrong. So if we're looking at this angle, this should be coming, yeah, we want this to kind of quickly swoop this way. So we want to drag this over here. We want to shorten this way up. Let's drag it this way. Let's make it come up into a point. Maybe something a little more like that. Let's go ahead and drag this. We're going to clone it again. Let's take this one, bring it over here, scale it down, and off of symmetry. I've only used Forger, Blender, and Fusion, but this is interesting. Nomad Sculpt is really, really nice. Yeah, this app is called Nomad Sculpt. Space, thank you so much for sharing the live stream. I appreciate you. That is super kind. Thank you so, so much. Okay, so now I'm looking at this strand of hair here, and this is kind of, these should be a little more off the side of the head. So let's move this down a little more. There we go. And then this one should be a little more off of the head over here. So this one still has a forward swoop, like sideways swoop. We might need a collab down the line with game and asset creation space. Send me a message for sure. Just send me a DM here. I'll see it and I'll get back to you. Alright, so we're going to swoop over this way, and then we're going to come back right up here like that. That might be perfect. Let's see how it did. I am going to voxel remesh this and smooth it out. Okay, so we're looking at this here. Let's drag. We'll see where it goes. We'll add more in the future, but for now let's just go with that. Okay, let's get this main rest of this hair here. I'm gonna do one more sphere for this whole chunk right here, all of this. So let's take this, clone it over onto the head. Let's push this back over here, scale it down some, drag tool, turn symmetry off. Okay, so starting, this is pretty much right in the middle of the head. So we want to bring this right to the middle. Bring this down. And I'm going to move this down a little bit too, using the drag tool. Let's just kind of make this go over the ear. And we're just going to fill in all of this hair space now. Now that we have the main chunks more or less in the right position, we're going to get started on filling everything in, and then we can make it look how it's supposed to actually look. And we're not trying to get it perfect either, but we just want to make sure we're getting close, just so we can have something to go off of. Let's voxel remesh this real quick. I'm going to smooth it down. Okay. Let me take this over here. And I don't think I care too much anymore about the hair in the picture. I think I'm just going to go ahead now and do what makes sense. So I I want this to flow off of this side of the head and kind of go over the ear and down the back of the bowl here. So we're gonna let this flow this way. Let's turn symmetry off. Let's let this flow down here. We're gonna bring this down. And it's gonna go over here. I need to kind of fan this out. We will make this look good here soon. I know it does not right now.
Sorry.
It's fine. Unknown, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you. We're just going to bring all this in. Voxel remesh this. We're starting to lose a lot of geometry. I'm going to smooth it out so we can just keep clean geometry. Same with this. I'm going to voxel remesh this. Maybe. 425 is too high. That's fine. Just to start here. Kind of looking at some of the shapes of this. I want this to kind of drop right here. Let's pick this one. I want this to kind of come down here. That's better. Come over here. Dragon Move 2 are all messed up now. Yeah, Oscar, so what it is, I don't know why. If you click this gear icon right here, your main settings at the top, on all of these display settings, you can turn on two-sided. So this little pyramid looking symbol, just turn on two-sided and that should fix your problems. It's going to be fixed in the next update. The developer told me today. I don't know why that happened, but something happened in the update. Just like that. That's it. That's it. Watch. If I turn off two-sided, so if I turn it off, and then I go to move, see? See what's happening? That's what was going on with you. But when you turn it on, that doesn't happen. That's funny. Alright, just to help me out a little bit, I'm gonna click crease. I want to crease in a little bit of separate strands of hair, just so I can start to get a feel of where things are gonna go. Because I don't really know yet. I'm just gonna kind of play it by ear. problem, Oscar. I'm glad it helped. Yeah, it was taking me a while to figure out too. I ended up asking in the Nomad Sculpt forum, and the developer got back to me. Alright, so we'll make this look actually good here now. So taking the drag tool, this might help us make it look pretty good. Let's try to make this first. That's going to be a little bit more difficult. So I'm trying to get a swoosh right here. This strand right here. Does it look bad if all of your hair is that high up? It kind of does. So let's keep it lower. I think that looks okay though. Let's give her elf ears that peeks from out behind the hair. It's not bad. Not a bad start. I'm gonna subdivide so we can get cleaner geometry. I would like the mouth to look different. Let's work on the face for a minute. Just because I feel like switching up from the color. Oh, we need to turn on symmetry. So I would like the top lip to just be in a little bit tighter. Well, that's not gonna work. We'll figure it out. Let's inflate the bottom lip. I don't like it either. We're gonna leave it. I want sharper cheek lines. You can see how this is like razor sharp. So let's look at that. Let's kind of raise this up. It's gonna come straight back and then up into the ear. Her chin is a little pointy. It's probably about that pointy. So let's go ahead and take the crease tool with the invert selected, and we're gonna make this cheek super sharp, not that sharp. Not even that sharp. Yeah, maybe that. So we want this to come back here, and then basically up here. So that kind of looks like the cheek line. Actually, we need to make the cheek come further back. cheekbone, and then it's more like that. That's probably right. Let's do it that way. So with that, let's get rid of a little bit of neck here. We'll bring it forward. We might do something like that. I need to bring this out some. This shoulder needs to get fixed, so I need to bring this out somewhere. I can do CAD, but never really learned sculpting. Don't think I have the type of brain for that. Wayne will, anything with practice, of course, but it would have to be something that you're interested in doing in the first place, I think. But yeah, anybody with practice can do it. It takes time and patience, for sure. Alright, I want to bring the cheeks in. Definitely there. Maybe even a little more. I like that. I kind of feel like these being a little more rounded would be good. I want to change the paint color on this. I don't want it to be so shiny. That's better. I want more defined eyes. So I'm just kind of looking at this. I'm looking at the eye area because we need closed eyes. So I almost wonder if I should like physically close the eyelids over the eyes, or if I should maybe fuse and I might try to close the eyelids and see if that looks right. We're gonna have to turn on a filter here called Connected Topology, which it looks like it is on. And then we can kind of just take this and close it down. We can take the bottom and close it up. Yeah, it's not wanting to close. So what I'm gonna do, we're gonna step back. Let's go into the eyes. We want to take this mirror. I'm gonna clone it because I'm gonna want another one in the future, but we need to validate this. We're gonna take the eyes and merge it in with the rest of the body. Alright, we need to voxel merge them together at a higher resolution. That'll be good. Let's smooth this out. So watch this. We're gonna smooth this. Let's smooth just the top. And oh, how did that happen? I wonder what happens if in local. No, we do not have local symmetry at all. But here we have local symmetry. Before we do that, we have local symmetry. This is gonna go on your Patreon. Wayne, yes it is. It is gonna go on my Patreon. This is gonna go on there too. So I just 3D modeled this. This will be going on Patreon. Your work has improved so much. Love how dedicated and consistent you are, bro. Thank you so much, Jace Covert. Appreciate you, man. It's very kind. Planners and masks are both selling pretty well. I hope so. Yeah. I have some other stuff I want to do. Masks are fun. I enjoy them. But so I've got can holders, which I've already made one. Like this. Can holders like this. Chalices, like just decorative chalices, probably not to drink out of unless I can find an insert that you could put into the chalice and I could just like link to the insert. That way you could have like a stainless steel insert and put it inside of the 3D printed decorative chalice. Dice boxes, dice towers, dice guardian. So I like D&D stuff, so like something to hold a D20. Face masks, wands, candle holders. I would need to search if that's a good idea or not. So like candlestick holders out of PLA. I don't know the melting point of PLA and whether or not hot wax is going to melt it. But I did want to do candles or candlestick holders. And then decorative boxes, cosplay stuff, bookends, desk organization stuff, and planters. What's going on, Veed? How are you? Alright, so I need to figure out. Right now, I have a symmetry line. Let me local symmetry. Let me local symmetry from left to right. Okay. So why when I take my eyes, I take this when I take both of these and voxel merge together, I lose my local symmetry. And I feel like I shouldn't. I don't know how to fix that. Alright. I'm just gonna move on then. Because I do not want to mess around too much. I wonder if I can pin this. And then when I do this, will it get pinned? I don't know if that's how it works. It's not. It was worth a shot. So let's unpin our gizmo and let's just keep moving. I'm gonna delete the eyes. And let's just inflate right in here. We're just gonna do it this way. I am going to voxel remesh this. And we kept symmetry, so that's good. Let me turn off show line. Let me smooth out the eyes. Let me go ahead and crease. So we want closed eyes, so we want something like this. We don't want to invert. We want something like this. Maybe lower, so more like right here. That's good. We want a bigger crease right here. That's good. Now we want a good size crease right in here, maybe not that big. No, I don't like that. We just need that planar shift. Let's try this. I want to inflate the top eyelid. I don't want it to be so flat. So let's just kind of inflate this. That might have been too much. And too awkwardly positioned. So let's try this. That's better. Still a little weird, but it's better. Let's smooth it out. The app is called Nomad Sculptwing. It's on iOS and Android. We're gonna crease again. Let's go ahead and crease in the nose bridge. So like right here. I want to lower, so very narrow nose, which is good, but I want to lower this right here. I think that might be right. The ears, I think I want to pull the ears out some. This hair over here, I want it to fall down. So if we're looking this way, this hair should kind of be falling down this way. And fanned out. I think I also want this hair to kind of come up and over this way. And again, we're not done with the hair. We haven't even really started on the hair. I just don't want to bore everybody with doing that nonstop. This needs to kind of, the hairline needs to get moved. Probably something a little more like that. We'll figure that out. That's close. Alright, we can work on this a little. We'll go back to the face. Let's find this right here. So neck muscles. Let's turn off symmetry. Have a neck muscle kind of coming right here into the collarbone. And then we have a neck muscle going into the shoulder. The hair needs to get lifted off here a little. Maybe even come back, because now it's in the way. Let me just, before I continue here, okay, because I can see, I must have forgot to turn symmetry on. The face is a little different up here. I need to mirror it from right to left. Oh no, I don't. Oh, that was from the other way. So I need to mirror it to the left. Okay, maybe it's actually accurate. None of the face looks different. So we're good. We don't need to mirror the topology. That's okay. Let's go ahead and get the arm, validate that. And let's get that worked into the body. So I'm going to voxel remesh this. Hopefully I can do this and not lose symmetry. Something tells me I'm going to lose symmetry though. Oh, awesome. I did not lose my symmetry line. So we can turn that show line off. We can smooth this together. I want this top of the hand here. I want this to just stop right here because I'm gonna make the hand come out right here. We're gonna inflate that. We'll make that look good. Hello Billy, are you making this a planter? Robbie, yes I am. This will be a planter. We need to bring our shoulder way up here. Oh, that's much better. We need to drop this ever so slightly. Let me inflate. We're gonna round this out. Add some shoulder muscle, not a lot. But if I just kind of come in here lightly, like that, that's gonna look a lot nicer. And we can smooth it out too. I think if I crease in here, we're gonna find a lot of detail that we might be missing. So if I kind of come in here and crease this, it might help me. And then smooth it out. Whoops. Let's smooth. Let's take the clay tool. Let's try to find this again. So basically, right into the collarbone. Maybe we should find the collarbone. Let's go in symmetry. Oh, that's not gonna work. I need to kind of... So that's probably gonna be like right here. And then pretty much right into the shoulder. And then we're gonna want right here. this way. Let's just try that. Let's voxel remesh this. Make sure we didn't lose our symmetry line. That's important that we keep that the whole time. And let's go ahead and smooth this out. I don't want to overdo it. Do you have set days that you go live, or do you do it when you have time? So I'm trying to be more and more consistent about it, Robbie, but generally Monday through Thursday is the days that I want to have a set schedule. Monday through Thursday at 9:30 EST, Eastern Standard Time. So right now it's 10:53. So theoretically I went live an hour ago. So an hour ago until 11:30. An hour ago until 40 minutes from now is usually when I go live. And I try my best to keep that schedule. I don't always hit it. Yeah, no worries. No worries. Alright, so maybe we can work on the hand just a little bit, because we're going to have to get that in there. At least we can bulk it in. So for the hand, let's start with a sphere. Let's move this over here and scale it down. Let's validate the shape and use the drag tool. We want to make sure the symmetry is turned off. We don't need symmetry right now. And I'm just going to find, we're just looking for the main hand, not the fingers. So we're going to look for something like this. Kind of paying attention. We want it to kind of curve in this way. I might even want the palm to start. Oops. I think I want the palm to start sooner. So let's make this come way over here. Alright, let's start with, so if I'm kind of looking, the thumb, we're going to have that come out this way. So it's going to come out maybe about right here. I'm just going to kind of drag this out to give the implication, and then we're going to put it in with a tube tool. So if the thumb is roughly right there, the index finger needs to be roughly here. this would be a little more out naturally. Nomad is so cool. I agree, it's amazing. I like your work, bro. Keep it up. How long did it take you to learn, or did you go to school? I did not go to school. I've been doing this for about 4 years now. It took me a couple months to get relatively comfortable to where I could make things I was happy with. But that doesn't mean they were good necessarily. I was just happy with the results. Right away, I was like able to make progress that I was happy about. But to make things that like I actually wanted to use, it took me a couple weeks. It takes time. And to really start showing some skill, I would say it probably took me a couple years, a year or two, to show some like very decent skills that I was super proud of and actually thought was high skill. Have you used Valence 3D? Just downloaded it and excited to use it. I have not used Valence 3D yet. I was excited to see that it is now an option, a good option anyways. Forger had some basic poly modeling tools, but I haven't gotten to try Valence. I do want to try it, just haven't gotten a chance. Is that an Apple Pencil or something better? This is an Apple Pencil 2. Okay, so let's go ahead and use the tube tool with the path option, and we're gonna start getting some fingers out here. So that's not what we want. So let's get the thumb to start. Alright, so with this, I want to try to like imagine this thumb wouldn't be straight. If I was doing this and kind of holding my hand like she is, this is AI, so it's not going to be completely accurate. This thumb shouldn't be leaning so far that way. It should actually be more up this way right here. And there should be a slight bend in it. This thumb is extremely straight. It's also a lot lengthier than it should be. So if I'm kind of paying attention to how my hand is, this thumb should be coming up this way. There should be a knuckle point right here, and it should bend forward. There shouldn't be much of a curve in it. It doesn't really curve like that. I wish I could find something more affordable than Apple, but I ended up with Apple. It's a great option though, Christopher. If you do have Apple, like an Apple Pencil, I'm super happy with it. I do know it's very expensive. It's probably way more expensive than it should be, as almost every Apple product is, but it is very nice. Very fun to use too. And I just like how it clicks into the side and works with all my other Apple devices. You can't see it, but how it clicks into the side and everything. It's just nice. Hope you make this shareable. I would love to print this one, Robbie. I absolutely will, for sure. That's the intention with it. It'll probably take me quite a few more hours of working on it, but we will get it in a very good state. Okay, we need to change the angle of this. That's probably better. We might need to slightly tone down the thickness. We'll see. Let's use the gizmo tool with the clone function, and let's move this over. And now with the tube tool, let's try to get this here again. So we're gonna go almost straight up with the index finger. And then like 30 degrees out. 2 pivot points. So we got knuckle 1, knuckle 2. So if this is coming in this way, sorry, I just have a lot of paying attention to do. This should actually be coming in this way. Kind of sticking out at this angle. Something like that. Something like that. And then this should be kind of straight on with the direction of the hand, like protruding straight out of the hand in that direction, like that. And then this comes straight down. Maybe something like that. It's a little too long though. This first knuckle needs to come in. This one can come here. That's too bendy. So let's make this more up. Let's make this just ever so slightly. That's probably a little better. That might be better. Alright, so now the middle finger needs to kind of, I'm going to bring the middle finger way lower. So let's clone this. Let's drag this over. And at this point, I'm going to smooth out the hand a little. That's way too much. Let's just smooth it out a bit. Let's take the middle finger and we're gonna curl this one in quite a bit. That's gonna be a lot better. Let's bring this over. Alright, so the ring finger needs to kind of be like the index, but just at the 2 pivot points be slightly more bent forward. So I'm going to take this index again. Looks amazing. Thank you so much, Gold Surfer. We're working on it. It'll still be several hours, maybe like, I'd imagine 2 or 3 more until it starts looking really, really good. But we will definitely get it there. I'd say probably more like 2 hours. So we also need to look at knuckle placement. So like it's not completely this is obviously way lower, the thumb knuckle, but then these here, so this is lower and it's kind of like an arc here. They're not straight along, so we need to pay attention to where that arc is going. The index being lowest, middle finger getting raised a little bit. Ring finger is basically in line with the middle finger, and then the pinky is going to be way lower, which means we need to drop the hand over here. And now the ring finger, this needs to come forward this way. Not as much as this. So if we're looking like that, it needs to be just ever so slightly less than the index finger. Nice. I struggle with fingers. The tube tool is tricky sometimes. Absolutely. I can totally understand that. The middle finger should be the longest finger, obviously. So let's make that a little longer. Index finger needs to be shortest. Well, not shortest, but I think you know what I mean. Right there. And then ring finger needs to be just shorter than the middle finger, which I think it is. Okay, so if we're looking at how we want to do this, if it's something like this, and there's something similar to that, I think that's okay, how we have it. Let's just straighten out the fingers. It's a whole lot of this. It's a whole lot of paying attention to all of these shapes and forms and just making sure everything is where it's supposed to be. Very close studying. Alright, let's drop the pinky down. So we're going to clone this over. And after I get this in, I could always resize the whole thing, which I might have to do, and that would be okay. Okay, so pinky obviously needs to be lower than the rest of the fingers. The knuckle bone also drops a lot lower. Knuckle bone should drop about right there. I want to make the index finger kind of point more straight out. I think that might be good. I'm going to worry about the shape of the fingers after I validate them. After you validate, you can smooth out the end and it's going to round it out quite nicely. So if we validate this and then smooth, you'll see how it kind of rounds it out pretty good. And that's how we're going to do that. But we don't want to do that yet. Okay, I think the size of the hand might be pretty okay. Proportional to the body, but we're gonna have to fix the wrist. So the wrist obviously needs to be wider. this look a little more dynamic. It's just not super dynamic, and I don't know what it is. What if I take this finger and I kind of raise it up more? So if I kind of bring it back this way. I think that works. Then let's do that to this too. So let's take this, let's kind of point it up a little more. Okay, I don't think that looks right. I think if we just raise it a little without making all of those modifications. Yeah, I think that looks right. Okay, so for this hand, we need a little bit of material over here to catch the thumb. That's gonna come back into the hand this way. We need to flatten off the top of the hand, so we're gonna take the flatten tool. We need to flatten off the top. That's better. We can smooth it. Much better. Alright, so for the pinky, if you're looking at the back of your hand and just holding it straight up, this has a curve to it. So we need to figure out the proper curve here to the best of our ability before we merge everything together. It's pretty much a flat line. It rounds a little bit at the base of the hand, which we can just move the wrist to make this look appropriate. Alright, so for the thumb, this is different. Maybe not. So this is going to be shorter than the pinky. So the thumb actually needs to start way back. We're not near far enough back for the thumb. So if we, let's make sure we get the right position here. So if we take the thumb, this should actually be way back here. Let's use the move tool. Let's move this back. Much better. We can probably do a little bit further back too. Probably something more like that. That's more accurate. Now this thumb, the angle of this coming in here should kind of be like this. How much of an angle is that? That's probably about right, which tells me that on the base of my hand I need to inflate this. If we're paying close attention, we need to make this come out a little bit. That's probably fine. This can get smoothed. We don't need this to be out. Okay, so that's looking a lot better. I think we're gonna probably copy this hand to the other side so we don't have to make another hand. And I think it'll be good anyways. So tired. I'm about to get ready for bed. Matter of fact, I think we'll probably go ahead and end there for now. And we'll probably pick back up on this tomorrow. I might do a little bit while I'm at work on my lunch breaks, but there will still be plenty to do tomorrow. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it here, guys. I appreciate you all watching. Gold Surfer, thanks for hanging out, man. I will see you later.